Hi everybody, welcome back to my eBay workbench here. I've been making a lot of videos over the last few days complaining about the lower sales I've been getting lately. And the sales have been surprisingly low for the last, well, I would say maybe 2 weeks or more. And I'm used to maybe $150 days, $180 days. And lately they've been 55 or 25 or even as low as like $15 total sales in one day. And this has been unusual to say the least. And I have been trying everything I could think of to try to boost my sales. I've got some markdown events going on right now. I have some coupons going on right now, and they have increased sales, but not to the extent that I wanted. But I woke up this morning with a little bit of a different outlook that this business is not built on a day-to-day basis, and that while there may be ups and downs, ultimately it's all going to add up to an amount that I'm happy with at the end of the year, I'm imagining. So I did, last night I packed 4 videos, and I think the total was 20. I mean, I packed 4 packages. I think the total was less than $25. And that was pretty disheartening. But then overnight, there were a couple more sales. I packed them this morning and put them out with the rest of the packages for the carrier to pick up. So yesterday's sales did end up adding up to, I think is about $55. Yeah, yesterday was okay, 55.89, and then all throughout the day I've had not a huge amount of sales, but some. I think it's 5 packages we're gonna pack tonight, which is about what I like. I'm usually listing 5 to 7 items a day, so I'd like to get 5 to 7 sales a day. Ideally, I'd like to get more, but I want to get at least that. So 5 is okay. It is only 8:30-ish right now, and so we could get more sales before 2 a.m. when the day rotates according to eBay's time in San Francisco. At 2 a.m. is the end of the day. And so hopefully we'll get a few more sales that I can pack up in the morning. But right now we're going to package these 5 packages, which did add up to a little bit more than we have been getting recently. I'm going to go through the whole process of picking and packing them, and then I will tell you a little bit about where I got each of these items, how long it took to sell, and then the exact actual profit I'm making on each one of these items. And then we'll do a breakdown of the entire day's net proceeds after we print shipping labels. So if you're new to eBay, you want to see a little bit about how the packing goes, stick around. We're going to get going on it and try to get it done as quickly as we can, and we're going to start doing that right now. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get the eBay app open. I see there's 5 sales ready to pack, and I'm going to keep my eye on this phone just in case another sale comes in, which I'm hopeful there will be one, but we'll see. Probably not. All right, so we'll start at the bottom here, and this is the best sale of the day. I'm just gonna grab it from, it says crate 1E, which is over here. This is the darkest corner of my eBay apartment down here. And this is not where I expected this to be. I was remembering a much bigger package than this, so that's good. This won't be so big. That'd be easy to pack. I probably could just ship it in that box, but I'm not going to. Okay, let's see what's next. Orders. Next is some bowls. They're right here. I mean, the plates. They're right here on the top. Good. That's easy to get to. Okay, we'll go to BR5 for some knitting patterns on BR5, which is up here. Let's see what we've got. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. This is it. And then while we're in here, we'll go to this wall of hats. And we're looking for E5. These go A, B, C, D, E, and then up and down. So this is E5 right here. And then CL left. This seems unlikely. CL left 3C. Oh boy, now I gotta get deep in here. Move stuff out of the way. I don't want to break these bowls. These bowls don't look like much. Aaron Probin bowls from Crate and Barrel. They're worth about $70 for each of those sets of 3. Okay, I knew when I buried these in here that it was going to be a problem. It should be 6 magazines. There's 6. That's more than 6, so we're good. I'm going to check this against the photos on the listing to make sure that was the right ones before we actually ship it. Okay, I'm putting everything back now so I remember where it goes. I don't want to come back later and not know where to put this stuff, and then once it sells, I won't be able to find it again. Okay, I always use my phone for finding these orders and picking them, and then I'll usually go through them to pack as well, and then I'll do the shipping labels on the computer. Okay, we're going to start with these magazines. Let's be 100% sure they're the right ones. I'm looking for this woman's face in the listing. And there she is right in the bottom corner. So we're confirmed this is the right one. I just brought home a stack of these boxes from work. These pre-used boxes, so these will be perfect for what we're doing tonight. Okay, these magazines and a bunch of other ones like it came from I've talked about this a lot, but I get to get a lot of inventory at this house. It was a house clean out. They had an estate sale already, and then sold what they could, and then they just needed to get the house emptied out, so they just put an ad on Facebook saying come and take whatever you want from this house on a certain day. And everything obviously good was gone already, but I pride myself on being able to find the valuable stuff that nobody else cares about. So there was a big box of these crafting magazines. Most of them were like sweater knitting type magazines and sewing pattern magazines, stuff like that. So I allotted the ones that were similar together. And I think this might be the first of those that sold. And I'm also running that, I'm running the 30% off all books and magazine sales, trying to just restart some action on my eBay store. So these sold for $23.09 for something that was free. That day was February 9th. Today is March 19th, March 18th. Let's see when I actually listed these. Okay, these got listed on March 10th. I brought them home February 9th. They got listed a month later, and then they sold on the 18th. So just about a week. Just about a week for these to sell. That's pretty fast for me. Most of my inventory hangs around for longer than that. Okay, I want a marker. I'm going to write magazines on this box. We'll get a weight on it, which is 5 pounds 4 ounces. It doesn't feel that heavy. 5.4. Measurements are 14 by 11 by 5. And then I'm going to write the initials of the buyer so I can make sure to match up the proper label with the proper box once I print them out on my thermal label printer. Okay, magazines are done. Next up is a hat. It's a Disney World Mickey Mouse hat with the ears on it. I usually pick up, oh, it's brand new too. I usually pick up anything that's directly from the Disney parks if I can find it. That turns out this hat wasn't really worth bringing home, probably. I only bought it for $1 at a yard sale. At that same yard sale, I bought a whole Nintendo Wii set, a whole system with some games and stuff. I think they only charged me $5 for that. And then I got this hat there, sort of as a, you know, I felt kind of bad taking that system for such a low price. So I bought a few other things as well, including that hat. I'm looking for a smaller box. But I don't really want to use a new box, so I'm just going to use one of these. This will be fine. So this hat, when did I buy this? I bought it in August. It's March now. I got it listed almost the very end of September. So September, October, November, December. It's about 6 months to sell this hat. This was definitely in the summertime when it was garage sale season. I probably could just throw this hat in here without any kind of packing, but I don't like that. I don't like to receive items that are bouncing around. I don't want to send them that way either. So I have a 25% off coupon on all hats in my shop right now, because I mean, you saw that wall in there that's filled with hats, and I just brought home about 5 or 6 more that I'm going to get listed, and I want to just keep all the hats on that wall, but I'm running out of room there. So I lowered the price, or I put that coupon on 20, maybe, I can't remember if it's 25% or 30%, but anyway, there is a coupon. And this hat I think I had listed for probably $12.99 or $13.99, and somebody sent an offer of $10, but if they had used the coupon, it would have only been $8.90. So I was questioning whether I should accept that offer if they could use the offer and the coupon together. So I did a little bit of Googling and found out that most people say that you can't use a buyer submitted offer or a seller submitted offer in order to combine it with a coupon. So I went ahead and took their offer, and so they got this hat for $10 when they could have got it for $8.90. So good for me. I make an extra $1.10. I'm going to write on this box Mickey. Let's weigh it. It's going to be pretty light, 10 ounces. 12 by 9 by 5. Yeah, I always do buy that the Disney park stuff, and some of it goes quickly and some of it doesn't. I don't know how to tell the difference. This is going to someone with the initial EB. Okay, next. This is more stuff that was with these crafting magazines, and I don't fully understand what this is. It says Chunky Punch Card Knitter, so I think this was a machine. I think it's a knitting machine, and I'm not sure who makes it. But this is like all instructions on how to use the machine to do knits, and then it comes with this book that has chunky punch card patterns, so you can make all these different sweaters. And I wish I could see this machine in action, but I don't know. I can't even guess how this works. It says punch card and hand stitching. It has a bunch of, I'm going to assume this is Japanese, but I'm not really sure if it is. So this is made, it tells the designer of each of these patterns and has what I'm assuming is the names of the person who designed it. Anyway, this reminds me of I don't think it's the same as like a computer punch card stuff from the 50s and maybe even into the 70s. I'm not sure how long they did that. But these books are pretty cool. They sold, I got them from that estate sale, that free estate sale, call it a legal ransack. And it was $0. I sold it for $35. I must have taken an offer on this. I start to forget, you know, which things went on offers and which things I sent offers. But usually I'm putting prices with a 99 cents at the end. So if I see something that's unusual when I go to pack, it's telling me that I took an offer on it or I sent out a percentage off. So this is $35 even. That tells me I probably took an offer. Let's get that packed. Will they fit in this? 35 bucks. I probably could make this box a little shorter. I'm going to go ahead and do it, even though it's not going to save us any money. I'm going to do it just for the sake of the video. So I got my little box resizing tool. This one I bought off eBay. I think it was $10. There's another all metal one. This is all like 3D printed plastic. There's a metal one I like to buy, but as long as this one works, I have a hard time justifying buying another one just because I like it better. So I just put little scores there part of the way down the box, and now I'm going to cut the flaps so we can fold on those scores and make this box a little shorter. Let's put some paper in here. And then put this in. And then put a little more paper. Fold it over. So I'm folding it where I scored it. Somebody opened this box upside down, so we got the markings on the bottom. Now we're on the top. It doesn't matter. All right, I'm gonna use this. This box feels a little bit weak. Do I want to put more? I want to put more paper in there. I'm going to open it up from the bottom. I put it in knife blade at an angle so I don't cut through into the contents. And I feel like I need more paper in there. Yeah, that's better. Somehow this box feels weak, so I'm going to put a bit more tape on it. And then I'm going to have to cover up this barcode here. Well, still moves around in there a little bit, but I think it's going to be fine. Okay, I'm just going to use this to cover the barcode. Or the previous label that's on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and make this the top of the box so I can use another label to cover this once it's printed. It still feels weak, so I'm going to put even more tape on here. Okay, I've spent a lot of tape on this box, but it's fine. Okay, chunky punch. I'm going to write chunk. Get some weight on it. 1 pound 14. This is going to be 14 by 11 by 2, 3. 14, 11, 3, and then the buyer's initials, MT. So I'll cover this label when I put the final shipping label on there. Okay, next. All right, this one's a little bit more complicated. These IKEA, are these IKEA? IKEA plates. I wouldn't have thought to look for IKEA plates. I probably passed up a million of them. Right now I know that IKEA and certain IKEA plates, certain Crate and Barrel items are worth at least researching if you're in a garage sale or a thrift store or whatever, and you see some plain white IKEA or Crate and Barrel that have, I mean, any of them could be worth looking at, but the ones I know to look at usually have the name of the designer. They used to in the 90s, I guess, they would put the name of whoever designed the plates on the bottom. So this one, if it has a blueprint, that tells you it's a little bit older. This IKEA 365 Plus is good. I don't know if you can see this or not. It says Susan Pryke. Pryke. So mostly dinner plates that have her name on it are good because dinner plates are very often broken. They're probably the most used of any tableware, so they get broken easily. Some of these IKEA dinner plates could be $30 to $40 a piece. These smaller ones are like salad plates or something. They're not worth quite as much. I think I sold this set of 6 for $45. I probably paid $1 a piece for them. Let's see, what did I pay for them? I paid a little bit more. I paid $11 for these 6 plates. I'm putting a piece of cardboard in to keep them separated, and then I'm putting one piece of bubble in between each one. So I was just talking about those blue ones, Aaron Probin. He did a lot of work for Crate and Barrel. Some of those plates are worth considerable amount of money. Like there's some Crate and Barrel ones that say something like cafe ware on the bottom, and those have pretty good value. The Crate and Barrel ones are difficult because they don't put any, they just put Crate and Barrel, made in Turkey, made in Pakistan, whatever. They don't put any kind of a model number or a name or anything on them. So you're kind of having to take a guess what you're buying or what you're selling based on the measurements of the plate and just looking up pictures. I usually go to replacements.com and I just scroll through looking at plates until I find the one that matches what I've got. But I've been really on the lookout for IKEA and Crate and Barrel plates. They usually sell for $1 or $2 a piece at most, and then most of them are worth, I would say, $15 to $25 a piece. So if you can get 6 plates for $6, you can turn that around for a couple $100. So keep your eyes open for those. I'm gonna wrap this up. This was $45. It's not, hundreds of dollars, but I'm still gonna treat them as preciously as I can and get them wrapped up. I'm gonna use a lot of bubble wrap here, which is expensive, so I don't like to use it that much, but you have to. So I'm gonna go this direction, and then once I wrap it around, I'm gonna get another piece and go in the other direction. So I'll put a little bit of tape to hold it. I've had good luck shipping fragile items so far. Knock on wood, I haven't had anything broken in shipping. And I've had a lot of compliments from buyers about my packing. So that always feels good. It wasn't wasted when somebody recognized it, when they recognized the hard work that you went through to get their item to them safely. Okay. I'm about out of this stretch wrap, I think. There's still some on the roll, but it's about time to place an order. It seems like I'm running out of like one supply, but then the other supplies are fine, so I want to be able to just place big orders and get everything all at once, not have to do one order today for stretch wrap and then another order in 2 weeks for cardboard boxes or whatever. All right, let's find a good box for this. This one is not going to do it. Okay, I keep all my new boxes out here, and it's dark out here, so I apologize if you can't see anything. I don't really want to put these in a 12 by 12 by 12 box. But these are probably going to be too small. What else do I have? This one will do. This is a heavyweight box, so it should be nice and strong. Put these scraps back in my little scrap cubby. Okay, this one might be too thick to resize. So let's fill this whole box. Yeah, this is going to end up being heavier than the buyer paid for. This box weighs 3 times as much as another box the same size. And I'm going to use quite a bit of paper. I try to be as frugal as I can with this stuff, but sometimes if you want to do a good job, you got to use the materials. I hope my buyers are able to reuse some of these packing materials. The trick with this packing paper, it's like you want to fill all these voids and make it so the item inside doesn't move at all. But you don't want it to be so tight that if a forklift or something hits the side here, it presses the paper into the fragile plates and breaks them. So you got to get the perfect middle ground. Where everything is tight but not too tight. This box, I have no idea where this came from. This doesn't look like the kind of box I would have gotten from work, so who knows. And it's got a lot of labels on it I'm going to have to cover. This is one of these like envelopes with a packing slip or something, so that's gonna, usually they're much harder to get off than that, but that was pretty easy. Even though this says handle with care, and I believe it should be handled with care, I don't like to put any kind of fragile stickers on anything. I don't think it helps. In fact, it might make things worse. Sometimes you see a delivery person and maybe they're having a bad day and they see a fragile sticker and they might make them want to punt it across the yard. So I'm just going to cover these. I'm trying to not crinkle up these backing papers because they take up less space in my garbage can if they're flat. But I've gotten to the habit of doing that. I was trying to think if there's any potential way to reuse them for something, but I can't think of anything right now. If you have any ideas of what to use this slick backing paper for, let me know. Okay, this is IKEA. It's gonna be pretty heavy. 7 pounds? 6 pounds, 7 ounces. It's pretty close. 11 by 11 by 12. With the initials AC. What's this? Looks like my wife is on the way home. I turned off the notifications here, so I'm just keeping my eye here every once in a while to see if I got any more sales. I would like to get one before I go to bed. AC. Okay, next. This is a toner roller. I don't know exactly what that means. If you ask me about a toner cartridge, I could tell you what that is. Toner roller, I don't know. It's for an actual Xerox machine. I got a bunch of. This was free as well. There was a guy on Facebook Marketplace posted some photos from his garage of a whole bunch of toner cartridges and other things, like transfer rollers, whatever that is. And said, if anybody wants them, come and get them. So I contacted him. I said I was interested. From his photos, it looked like original manufacturer's HP cartridges. When I got there, I realized they were all, I'll show you. They were all secondary market, whatever you call them. So all of these came from there. They are not HP, but I have already sold a few of them. So I was expecting them to be worth $100 or $200 each, and they're worth more like $25 or $30, maybe $40 each. So I have sold several of them. Not several, 2 or 3 of them. And now this thing came with that lot too, and this sold today for $79. So $80. Not too bad. How long have I had this? Just for a couple of weeks. Looks like I got it on February 15th and then I sold it March 17th. So just about a month. Probably was listed for 2 weeks. Owned it for a month. Now sometimes I would just put a label right on this and ship it that way, but for $80 I don't feel great about that. So I'm going to resize this box and see if it's going to be long enough. If I can make it long enough. All right. So I have that resizing tool, and then I wanted something that I could use along a ruler. So I got these, I got several of these that are made for tracing patterns, sewing patterns, and then you can rub charcoal or something through the holes to put a pattern onto your fabric. They also make something similar that's for like pastry dough, doing raviolis or something. So I got a few of these. It works just fine. It puts a little score in the box right where I can fold it. I put this hook on the end so I could hang it, but they only sold these in lots. I think it was like a set of 5. They were all the same. So I have the other ones in my eBay shop. If you're interested in getting one, go in there and see what they look like. Resizing tools. Now I'm cutting these flaps. I'm just using the line from that I traced on with the resizing tool to cut. Okay, good. So now we've got one box into a skinnier box. And then we can fold these flaps down that I just cut. Fold these down, fold this down. I'm going to put some tape here to hold it in place. Some tape here. Okay. think this will fit in here just fine. Okay, I'm going to tape this a little bit more to keep everything in place. And then hopefully this will fit right in here. Yep. So there's a little room for some paper. And then we'll close everything up and this one will be done. This box is a little wonkier than I would like, but it's gonna be fine. Those other boxes, those big toner, toner cartridges, I wrote right in the description on the listing that I would be shipping them in the manufacturer's box, and I have done that a couple of times now with no problem. But this one feels a little bit like it needed a separate box. Years ago, I used to just sit on the floor with a long ruler and a box cutter and try to force boxes to fit into the packages that I needed them to be. So it's nice to have this workbench now. I built this last summer with all this storage under here for these totes. So I have clothes in these and other things. And I was trying to be frugal, build it myself. By the time I was done, all of the lumber I had to buy and everything, I probably could have just bought something that was already pre-made exactly for this. Maybe even saved a little money. But I guess I have the satisfaction of a job semi-well done. Okay, good. Toner. What's it called? Transfer. I'm just going to write roller. I should write Xerox so I know what it means. 2 pounds, 3 ounces. And it is 14 by 7 by 5. And it is going to, shoot. Pressed the wrong thing. It's going to MO. This is a business, Mega Office. Maybe I shouldn't tell you, but there it is, Mega Office. Okay, let's get these. I'm gonna line everything up, put all my tools away, line these things up in the order they're gonna go. It's gonna be down here. We'll start down here. Then IKEA. Sorry. IKEA, then Chunky, Mickey, and I already forgot what was in here. Sewing magazines, knitting magazines. Okay, we'll grab our computer. I'm gonna go to my eBay, go to this notification bell. The first message should be telling you which things you need to ship. And then that goes straight here to the Get Labels Ready, the bulk label shipping purchasing tool. And we'll put these weights in 5.4. This is for the magazines. £5 pounds, 4 ounces. It's 14 by 11 by 5. I think I hear my wife coming home, so I'm gonna get this done quickly. That is wrong. I put 51 pounds. Okay, this is $8.15. Yeah, this buyer paid $7.93 for shipping, and it's going to cost me $8.15 in shipping. So I'm usually a little over on shipping, then I'm a little under what the buyer paid. Anyway, those magazines earned us $18 after everything. Next is a Mickey Mouse hat, 10 ounces. What did I say? 12 by 9 by 5. So that's going to be $5.21 for shipping. I have this spreadsheet built up with all my sales in it, so it has all the eBay fees, the cost of goods. This hat earned us $8.64. So these are the kind of sales I've been having recently, these 15, 18, $8 sales. I need some higher priced items, and hopefully we will start moving into some of those soon. This is the Chunky Knits, 1 pound, 14 ounces. That's gonna be 14 by 11 by 3. I have this as medium mail, let's check. Yeah, medium mail is fine. $5.38. So those magazines earned $29.41. I don't know if they're magazines. I guess they're not. They're more like craft books. IKEA plates. Okay, I only charged them for $5. I mean, 5 pounds. And this thing is closer to 7 pounds. So we're probably going to lose a little money on the shipping with this one. 12 by 11 by 11. $10.88. Not much. They paid $10.72, so that's close enough. After that, those plates, that shipping was pretty high. That only earned us $23.64. But that's okay. If everything was $24, I'd be happy. Every sale was $24. That would work out pretty good. Okay, final thing is this roller, Xerox roller, 2 pounds, 7 ounces, 14 by 7 by 5, and that is going to be $8.24. The buyer paid $8.36, so we're cutting it close on this one. And that package right there earned us $71.28. So that makes today's total about $151, which is where I expect things to normally be on a good day. So yesterday about $56, the day before that $162. So things started to pick up, but then we're back down to $21 and et cetera, $23, $27. So we need a couple of big days here to make this month a success. Right now I'm looking at I'm not sure if you can read any of this or not, but these are my totals from each month of last year. So last year in March, I made $2,851. This year I'm still under 2,000, and we're already past the halfway point. I'm hoping to double each month from last year to this year. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. So January, I made 233% profit, so more than triple what I made last January. And then I didn't quite get to double in February. This month I'm at 70% of last March. So we got to get this 31% out of here and get that, at least have to make equal to what we made last year and hopefully double. So I'm trying to get to a goal of $50,000 this year at the minimum, and I'm $41,000 away from it. So I just earned under $9,000 so far this year, and I need to get quite a bit more to reach that goal. So we're going to just keep going, doing the best we can. Right now I'm going to print these labels. We only spent $37.86 on shipping labels today. That's pretty reasonable. I'm going to purchase this label and then print them and get them on these boxes and then get them ready to go out with a USPS. Print labels. I know a lot of people are having a lot of trouble with the post office recently. I've still been doing pretty good. I haven't had any totally lost packages in quite a while. I do have some, occasionally ones that are later than you would want them to be, but not too bad. I've had to file a few missing mail claims or missing mail requests, and that usually gets the ball rolling from my experience. Once I put in a missing mail search, it usually starts moving the next day or 2 days later. Okay, how many is this? 5 packages today. Not too bad. But keeping our fingers crossed that we'll get a couple more sales while we're sleeping tonight. And I'll pack them up in the morning if we do. If not, we'll surely get some sales during the day tomorrow, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video packing things up. So if you enjoy this, then hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.